Thank you all. As you all know, the International Forum for Promoting Homeopathy comprises of homeopathic lovers, students, and homeopathic doctors. We are having 3 sessions in a row, that is 7 to 8, our Hindi session, 8 to 9, our international session in English, and 9 to 10, long-tail language session in Malayalam. We are uploading all the videos of the present sessions every other day, every next day itself, so that you can watch the videos and you can subscribe and click, and you can also share the videos to your friends and colleagues. Let us come to today's session. As you know, yes, you all know that Professor RAMABHAI AMBARAM PATEL or Dr. R.A. Patel has completed MD Homeopathy and GECH and then ABV and AR. That means sir has completed the Ayurveda course also. And director, former principal and hospital superintendent, former head of the Department of Surgery, Pioneer Medical Campus, Ajwa, Vadodara, Gujarat. Sir was the head of the Department of Surgery for 16 years, full-time principal for 11 years, and was a TOTC by TCH, CCH Gwalior, TOTC at NIH Calcutta, and TOCH at Ahmedabad, Ahmedabad at Jamba, Jhansi. Sir has presented various papers at national and international level, including Dubai, London, Los Angeles, Paris, and Nepal. Sir has won so many awards in his lifetime. That itself is a great presenter, a person who has has a very good communicating skill with the people in and around the world. So let us welcome sir to the great session of the day that sir will be discussing one of the most important subject as far as homeopathy is concerned. As you all know, the homeopathy is based on the MIASM theory. And let us see what sir has to say about the MIASM in reality. That is the subject of the day. We proudly welcome our beloved Dr. R.A. Patel sir to this session. Welcome, sir.
Namaskar, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. You are audible, sir.
Okay. Now the contents are more and the time is less. I think we will start.
Yes, sir. Definitely. You can.
I will share maximum on the screen.
Okay, sir.
The first issue is the topic itself.
It's a big one.
It's not big one, but it is a little clumsy because the miasms in reality. That means the miasms which are going on are not in reality. So first we have to prove they are not in reality. Then which are the reality miasm? So I have collected so much information from all the sources and I will present in front of you, because as homeopathy has taken birth, the practice of mathematics started, but after 12 years of the practice, somebody came to know that there something is missing, and it was given a name, miasms. And also it was made a core issue that without considering miasm, you cannot bring the permanent cure. Then what was going on before that was not cure, or whatever is found out is not sure. So until today, I have collected the quotation from number of the stalwarts. Still they are presenting the doubts. So I will first present how I am going to give these topics. That first we have to prove what are some deficiencies, or is the miasmatic theory presented by Dr. Hayamani is accepted? Is it being practiced? If it is being practiced, whether the results are coming out as per the theorem protected by him? If not, then what is the deficit, where it is missing, or where it has been wrongly presented, and what are the opinions of the different stalwarts, that whether this theory of miasm is right or wrong. So, and if I have to rectify, or I have to say that it was wrong, and then I have to prove that this is the right. And that right also has to have some base. And we have to adopt the opinion. But whatever is that, from all over the world, I have collected the information from people, not only Indians, but other Westerner people, the European peoples. They have also agreed with the point, my point. In the last lecture, I told you that as Dr. Hahnemann has found after 12 years, nobody questioned that what was the source of that miasm idea, miasmatic idea. At the same time, I passed my homeopathy, and after I passed my Ayurveda, and after 12 years of that, I came to know there's something wrong in the miasm. So I have started searching. In search of that, I have visited even Leipzig and Stuttgart, but I could not find anything. Again, came back and started reading, referring the case, the opinions and the writings of the various stalwarts. And gradually it was concentrated, it was built up in my mind that definitely there is something wrong. So I will first put up definitions presented by various stalwarts. That is, this review has been taken from one of the magazine. In that all definitions are given. આના આડું કરવું હોય તો
हमने आके स्क्रीन देखा थी
नहीं આડું આના અહીંથી મારે નથી દેખાતું ને પકડાય છે એટલે જસ્ટ એ મિનિટ સર મારો ફેસ
is a brief overview on evolution.
Yes, mathematic theory from Hahnemann to modern author. So it is a time bar is very large as per the topic, but let me go fast. Hey, મને ફેસ નહીં દેખાતો ને
No sir, we can
આવે છે ને આડું
because it's small writing, that's why we can see sir everything.
હા બસ okay. I have to see myself also. See, it is foolish to reject the new just because it is new, but it is never more foolish to accept every new finding blindly without fully testing its validity. Nobody has tested the validity. The concept of miasm has been one of the most controversial subjects in the homeopathy ever since Hahnemann has come up with this miasmatic theory. Okay, so things are right. When we talk about the miasm, the word pollution or the bad air, bad smell, or the word microorganism, we write there is a miasm word hidden in that. The miasmatic chronic theory, they have the three miasms: psora, syphilis, psychosis. But some people have given the drugs were been given the name of miasms. So here, Dr. James, our Kent, he says environment is not the cause, whereas everyone has accepted that there is a bad smell and it causes the problem. So there, our great guy, he has himself has written something against that. The other two chronic diseases, instead of miasm, they have mentioned the diseases would never have been available possible unless the psora, means psora is the father, and the psychosis and syphilis are, that is also I am not accepting. I will clear this matter later on. Stuart Close is mentioning infection. It cannot be infection. We are not talking about infection. It is something dynamic force. So contagious, excessively minute. These things has been verified. Minute and invisible living creature, excessively minute. These words, whatever Stuart Close has written in 1930, but 3000 years before, it was written in our Charak Samhita. And I have found out just few days before, sloka number, chapter number some 20, it is referred, it is coming on the way after some time. Robert has said elements. Now, in which regard he has said elements means the Panch Mahabhuta. Other name of the Panch Mahabhuta is element. But here he is referring some table. And he has used one word, soric taint. Now, what is the difference between sora and soric taint is not clear. So again, there are two confusions. whether the element word used by H.A. Robert is for those elements, they are 103 or something like that, or the 5 Panch Mahabhuta. So here, we will clarify element means Panch Mahabhuta, and if it is right, then I will refer this and I will prove it that this element word is used very correctly. Now, second, Ortegia, he has given a very perfect definition because he has put all the three stages together. He says that all the three exist in any individual at a time, and he is very right. It is not that first Sora develops, then psychosis is followed, and syphilis is followed. No. Then second is A.J. Gross. He has given little wrong definition. Miasm is a cause, the etiology of acute and chronic disease. Maybe he is partially right, as he being taught everywhere in all the colleges. Now the another author, Perez, says that Sora or the miasm is deficiency at the cellular level. To somewhat he is right, but he has not described much. Any cell has got two parts. As last time also told, one part is a basic earth part or dharti part. Another part is the essence part of that cell, which is controlling the activity of cell. It has not been given name in our science. It has been given name in other science. And they are in three core. They are in three chords, having almost similar with equilibrium they are working. Another P.N. Banerjee's philosophy of the seed. This is non-ending phrase he has used. Seed was first or the tree was first, and one way he is right, because we cannot answer the things even after finding the miasmatic theory. Rajan Sankara, instead of explaining the Soracibili psychosis, he has replaced the Soracibili psychosis by name of the drugs. So it is little more or beyond to our understanding. S.K. Banerjee, who has written a very good book with comparison between Soracibili and psychosis, he defines miasm as an invisible, inimical, dynamic principle which permeates to pass through the pores. Pore is in Sanskrit, it is called pores. It is given much importance in Ayurveda, and the disease either goes out, remains out, or when enters into the body, the organs, it passes through pores. So he has taken, but he has not clarified much about the miasm. Praful Vijayakar, his presentation at one word seems to be very correct. Miasm is a hidden defense. Miasm is a hidden defense. It is not a disease. Defense is a positive thing, whereas disease is a negative thing. So at one side he is very correct, but again he has come out of the defense and attached the word physiological defense and named psychotic constitution, syphilitic constitution. So little again he has differentiated. If he has remained in the miasm is a hidden defense, he would have been very right. E. Rajan, who has written a book, E. Nucleus, and that book is with me. I have gone through that book. It is the binding force or cementing factor. Actually, not cementing, say something like not cementing, but binding force. Definitely. Because miasm by itself, in homeopathy, it is presented as a negative. It is a destructive. It is a disease product, or in the form of a disease that has been presented. But as a matter of fact, anything presented as a disease or a defect, it should have its original form or previous form as a normal one. So what is the normal part of the abnormal miasm has not been mentioned anywhere in our philosophy. George Vitholkas also has given some admissible definition. Miasm is a predisposing towards the chronic disease. Means something is available which causes the chronic disease. He has not mentioned miasm is a chronic. So he is somewhere right. But thing is that nobody has been able to either convince everybody or there is some confusion is going on in each definition. Now, Hari Mohan Chaudhary, who has written a book, Indication of Miasm, and I have gone through the whole book. It was forwarded by B.B. Ghosh, that a very special word is used and which cannot be accepted by anybody, that is multibacterial miasm and soric organism. What is this? Again confusing. Bacteria word was not there in homeopathy when homeopathy was born. Then how he has attached the bacteria? Now, Vitholkas has again given a term, I have taken it from some other magazines or article. The term miasm, very correctly he has said, the term miasm terrifies any fresher in the homeopathy. He gets confused, he gets afraid. What is this? He cannot understand. So, he has suggested we need to define afresh. Actually, he should have used the word, we need to redefine the miasm. One of the author has used one epigenic word, epigenetic. He was very right, but still, to my opinion, I am not the author. My efforts is that to remove the confusion by either discussion or by meeting together and putting forth. But there is no authority in India who can control or who can earmark the definite thing. Miasm means this. Nobody will talk anything else than this. So epigenic means he has gone to the DNA level, and he is very right, because it is able, miasm is able to alter gene activity. He is very right. Makes the person susceptible to disease or environment. Now the word environment, we can take it in the name of environments outside of the world. That is Panch Mahabhuta, means the air, sun, water, sky, and land or the earth. The genetic is something that flows and does not seem static. Really, he is very right, but still he could not explain about the miasm. Now, J.H. Allen has told, most of the time we fail to select the true basic remedy because we first fail to understand the miasmatic phenomena. Means he has accepted that whatever is told about miasm and whatever it is understood, he may not be correct. So people are failing. The failure rate is sometimes beyond 50%. But 80% of the prescriber, they don't even take care of the miasms when they prescribe. Another logic from my side I am going to put up, when Hahnemann was proving the drugs were affecting the physiology of the body. Physiology of the body is nothing but something directly related to miasm. So it has made effect of the miasm and brought up the symptoms. So then again, bringing out the miasmatic theory, it's not admissible. So whatever he has proved on living body itself is sufficient to practice, because now there are some words used for miasm, acute miasm, fixed miasm, half spiritual miasm, accessory miasm. That itself makes the more confusion. When the miasms were proved, there were people, what Sarkar has written in his book, as Dunham has said, he was not all enthusiastic over the theory of miasm. J.S. Clark has said there is no necessity to limit number of chronic, and that was my question in all the international conference where I have gone, that why Dr. Hahnemann has given 3 miasms. Why not 2? Why not 4? Who has prevented him? And why he made it 3? And what 3 he has made? They are all parallel to Ayurvedic miasms. All matter, most of the matter is going parallel. So another school of thought has said Sora is the dyscrasia and disposition. Third school has said the acute miasm, chronic miasm, and Sora is a disease and disease producing agent. Sora itself is disease and also it produces more diseases. So it is again confusing. It is the Jun has said on page number 264, in its theory promulgated, it was a theory promulgated before it was proved thoroughly. Say it could be a Hahnemann's mental organization, means Hahnemann himself has thought, okay, this is it, and he has released the idea for public. He has not cross-verified or asked few experts that whether I am right or wrong. Now, again, Dr. Sarkar has pointed out one thing, that my man found little animal in the skin. In the fold of skin, these exceedingly small animals are kind of mite. Theory of comparative representation of each two sura is unacceptable, as it does not stand scientific scrutiny and it is in no way able to be proved. Right? Now, we'll talk about that little animal. I will let you know just now after half a minute that what is that little animal. In Dr. Sarkar himself has talked about Sora in so many terms. Finally, he has told Sora is a virus again. Now, what to understand? One person has said multibacterial. He says virus. But I'm kindly referring the perfect written evidence from a book which is translated in local Gujarati language, the Charak Sahita Part 2, Chapter 7, Sloka 8, in which it is observed that microbes or the jantu, microbes means in Hindi it is called jantu, which infect the skin and causes the itch and follicles, they are named as a yucca and plica, can be considered as a predisposing theory to Sora of Hahnemann. 3,000 years before, they came to know that there are, and there about the body of this virus or the bacteria or the jantu has been described. Some of them have many legs, some of them have fur, some of them have plicas, some of them are rounded. Likewise, it has been described. So again, a terminology used for syphilis by Dr. Hahnemann in the chronic disease book itself, that syphilis is a venereal disease, syphilis is an internal venereal malady, syphilis is a venereal infection, syphilis is a venereal general disease, unextinguished internal syphilis, secondary venereal disease, is venereal disorder, is bastard syphilis. He has used words bastard twice. Once he has used it for syphilis, and once he has used in his life for his neighbor as a bastard, not neighbor, the homeopath who do not follow the correct phenomena or correct rule of using homeopathic drugs. For them, he has used the word bastard, and it is, I have earmarked in my book. Pseudosyphilis, and not here, it is available in the Stuttgart library, where the Stephen Boss company has kept the belongings of the Dr. Hahnemann. And finally, he has used the Senker miasm. So, this whole picture is something uneven, unacceptable. So let me tell you further. What theory of miasm is presented by Dr. Hahnemann? Definitely, if I am a accountant, I will talk about the accountancy. If I am a doctor, I will talk about medicine. If I am an engineer, I will talk about the length and breadth. So Dr. Hahnemann was a medical person, and he has talked about some philosophy, medical philosophy. And in his medical philosophy, two things have come out. One is the theory of miasm, another is the rational medicine, or new system of practicing medicine, that is called homeopathy. These are the two main things he has presented to the public. Whatever he has presented is, just now we have talked, is unacceptable, or it is a mixed up picture. So why it has happened so? And then let us go back to his study part. And nobody knows much about his study part, but I have just referred from a steward person, referred the article of Robert Jute. And he has clearly mentioned that for first or two semester he was in Leipzig. He has studied only theoretical. Again, he has gone to Vienna. He has does only practical. There was no theory. Again, he has gone back to Erlangen University for degree. His two semesters were considered as a prison. There is no official record of his registration as a student. But here, he has stayed for only one semester. His master was, his teacher or his guide was a botanist. And he was attending only few lectures which he liked, at the lecture of botany only. Then how can we expect that he has become that perfect medicos? And what degree he has received, who has issued, what was the seminar arranged, who were present during the degree is not known. Whether himself was present or not, that is also not known. So whatever he has studied, he has presented. Understand? Then let us go back to what he has studied. He has referred those books. During this period of his study, he has referred the books, medical books, which were migrated from Baghdad, translated in Latin and Germany language at House of Wisdom. Now, from 7th century to 16th century, that was an era of renaissance in the medical reminiscence in the Germany. So whatever knowledge, whatever material available was borrowed, and it was made available in the university and decided by the authority to keep as a textbook. And now we'll talk about the House of Wisdom. But before that, let me quote some quotations that the canon means canon, or the canon of medicine was the great book during this, I think, 500 years, written by Ibn Sina or Avicenna as a authoritative text in European medical education till the early modern period. That means whoever medicos have obtained the degree from those universities have studied the books translated by House of Wisdom and into Germany or Latin and put as an authority book, as a textbook. It was a part of their syllabus. Now, how the canon was produced? here I will let you know that Avicenna's Canon of Medicine, a medical encyclopedia written in circa 1030, which summarized the medicine of Greek, India, and Muslim physicians until that time. Means Indian medicines were there. Now, what is the proof of Indian medicines were there? So, Indian medical literature, Abbasid, Khalifa, Al-Mansur, and etc. First translations were performed of Indian work about the medicine. The Susrut Charak and the Ashtang Hridaya were translated between 773 and 808 by Ibn Dhan. Means the first book which was translated in other languages was the Charak and Susruta. So, Canon is based on combination of Avicenna's personal experience in medieval Islamic medicine, the writings of Galen, Susruta and Charaka, as well as the ancient Persian medicine and the Arabic medicine. So, the translation shared, maximum share of the translation was contributed by the Indian medical literature. Okay, so this was the source of the book which has reached to the European universities and which were read by our doctors, including Cullen and all. When the literature was taken to the Baghdad, not only literature, but also the translator and Vaida, the female Vaida named Rusha and male Vaida Jivika were taken personally along with the literature to the Khalifa, that is Baghdad. Abbasid Khalifa Harun al-Rashid. In 18th century, they have carried these two people to Baghdad for translation work. So, then Khalif Harun al-Rashid established the famous, that is called House of Wisdom. That House of Wisdom was spreaded in 200 acres and surrounded by Nile River. The story is very grievous after at the end. And the Manka, Dhan and Bel, Duban, these are the translators who have gone to Baghdad. So, in short, whatever literature from India has gone to Baghdad, and from Baghdad it was translated and gone to the European countries, universities, which was studied by our master. Now, let me tell you one thing, that I talk about engineering. If I am an engineer, a person who is residing by the side of bar, liquor bar, or is working in the liquor bar, everyone can understand that he must also be consuming some liquor, irrespective of anything. Same way, when day and night, Dr. Hahnemann has referred the books at Leipzig Library, at Vienna, at Hermannstedt, that is Cebu, at again Erlangen. All the books were containing part of the Indian material. So it has impressed his mind. Whatever he wanted to speak, but something was entangled or wrapped, the essence was wrapped of the Indian literature. Now, one more convincing flow chart I am giving you. This is perfect. And please, listener, all of you are requested to listen to this. Help me out. Convince the government, whether or not, whether or not, if it is, I am wrong, cancel it and forever never talk about the Ayurveda. Or if it is there, Ayurveda has also got something good, which is very clear. And since 3000 years, the basic miasm, that is psoriasis, syphilis, psychosis, like Vat, Pitta, Kapha, has never changed. No addition is made, such a strong they are. And if the abstracts are taken in homeopathy, then why not to understand more and take more abstracts and make more use of that? At the same time, we can transfer our things which are not available in Ayurveda, because Ayurveda and homeopathy falls under one ministry. And I have personally gone number of times, but they have not listened to me. So I dropped it, but I have given the chance to speak. So that's why I am speaking. Here this flow chart indicates that there are 15 books of the history of Ayurveda, which mentions two things very clearly. One is the many of the stalwarts, medicos, including Theophrastus, Galen, Paracelsus, have come to India to study, and especially the Alberuni. He has stayed for years together and understood not only the medicine but the other sciences also. And he has written a book that is called Alberuni's India. And here I see that the countries which are mentioned here, they are all Muslim countries, especially European countries, and they have collected the books, interchanged. They have they were translating each other, and their translated material has gone to Germany on one side, and it was referred by Dr. Hahnemann, and Hahnemann has studied and taken out the theory of miasm. On other side, during 10th century, India was somewhere covered in the border side at Madras, at Bombay, at Surat, the coastal area, by Francis. But after some time, is around 13th century or so, Britishers have entered. Gradually, they have pushed out those Francises totally from. They have removed them and exiled from India to their own place. While going from India, they were very much impressed about the Indian literature in all the sciences, not only medical science. All the sciences, they have carried the original work. And that original work is still lying in those libraries, which is greater than our libraries. And simultaneously, Leipzig University, which was established in 1015, started a department of history of medicine. The library I have visited the special library of history of medicine also in search of the evolution of homeopathy in 2012. Those books they wanted some books on the medicine. So the people have brought it from all available sources. That included the books brought from India by Francis, and they have kept it. But the same books were in Sanskrit. Some of the books may be converted into, translated into English because they were knowing English. So people were interested there. The same book, when Dr. Hahnemann first time went to Leipzig, it has been mentioned by Dr. Robert Jute that there was only theoretical work. He was sitting in library and reading. So he was fed up. After 1 year, he left the Leipzig. But in his brain, in his mind, memories of those books were present. Understand? So he went to Vienna with those memories. But when he went to Vienna, again translated books were available. So he had to read. So this is the convincing flow chart. Another flow chart. If the medical, I am just presenting in a short, compare the medical philosophy of almost many countries, which has given humors, on the topic of humors, elements, and temperament. But almost all these countries have the similar characteristic in their topics, including homeopathy. Homeopathy, for an example, Sora is a sense or air. We can consider it. Syphilis is a heat or sun. And psychosis is the earth or the growth. So same way, these countries also have their names. But when we read the characteristic, almost they are falling parallel to each other. And everything has been transmigrated to Germany or the European countries in the language of Latin or the German. Now, second is the proof which I have told about. This is the picture of House of Wisdom. And the House of Wisdom, there were plenty of people for all over the world. They were discussing and translating. There were five activities going on. And the books were collected from almost all the countries which are mentioned here. And I have told you verbally. So those during the dark age of Europe, means Europe did not have its own medical science. But you read them, when you refer the Dr. Hahnemann's discussed about the medical practice going on in Germany, especially in Leipzig and other parts, he said every nook and corner, experts were there. Bloodletting was going on, burning was going on, the dowsing was going on. You know what is that? They are nothing but Panch Karma of India. It is an, say, authority of Indian medicine and highest way of treatment, where he has discussed it. And he also tried in one patient, as per my idea, as per my reading, and it was, patient died because of that. And he was against the bloodletting, but still people were going. The very worst part of the that dark area, that Dr. Hahnemann has gone out of his house to treat somebody. His wife was suffering from a liver abscess opened into lungs. And a local doctor was called by somebody near neighbor or his family member. Local doctor has administered bloodletting on his wife, which never recovered afterwards. The things which was crossing or which he was discussing, the same thing has happened in his own house, and first wife died because of that. But that was the dark age was there. Numerology was going on, the magic was going on, and faith healing was going on. In India, we can call Dakini, Shakini and all. That program was going on there in Germany. Now, those I am talking, I was just open this flowchart to say that such medical material translated in Latin and Germany languages contain common philosophies of miasms, temperaments and element was migrated to Germany, and it remained as an authentic medical syllabus in university till 17th century, like Göttingen and what I called you, Erlangen and many more universities I have not mentioned here. Dr. Hahnemann has studied the same, and he has again made the homeopathy there, and whatever homeopathy was produced by him as a Sora, syphilis or psychosis was had fallen almost similar to Vat, Pith and Kapha. There is a very long list which we have discussed last time, so I am closing this. Now, Ayurveda and homeopathy, something is there in homeopathy which belongs to Ayurveda, has been mentioned by many people, many authorities, including those officers who were appointed as a committee member when homeopathy was to be introduced from Germany to India as an authenticate or official mode of treatment, was to be given sanction. Those three people, out of that, two were foreigners. They have also given some remarks which I have downloaded. But first one, the Dr. Subhash Chand, CCRH research officer, he has written an article, and in his article, he has mentioned that things which I am representing, the existence of homeopathic law of similar has never been questioned. Okay. Second is Hahnemann contradicts his own principle of individualization. And when Ayurvedic treatment is used by X medicine for Y disease, at the same time, homeopathic medicine prepared out of the same material is used for the same disease, and both are bringing the same result. That means there is some other law operating, and that law is to be found out. We cannot make it that miasm is the only thing which operates into the disease condition. And one nice thing he has, which I was thinking which I have written in my comments. Probably Hahnemann had access to some part of Ayurveda literature, or he was unknowingly confirming the certain truth known in Ayurveda. Means some Ayurveda rules are transmigrated knowingly or unknowingly in his writing. One word is there, three cosmic miasm as a root cause of disease are partly comparable to three doshas, means Vat Pitta Kapha, theory of Ayurveda. Okay. See, the concept of heat and cold medicine is common to both. Not only this heat and cold, there are 18 gunas, and those 18 gunas are mentioned in our Mathematica somewhere here and there. It requires a lot of scrutiny. So we will do it in the coming future. And another, please all participants, I am requesting you to note down the title of this book, The Science of Tridosha, the Three Cosmic Elements in Homeopathy, which was forwarded by a USA doctor or a author. His name was Howard Stengel. And this book has got, it is now perished. The book is perished from India. It has been taken up by the Amazon and other international book authorities. 3-4 companies are there, and it is not available in any of the company. I have the 5 copies with me. And in this book also, very clearly and very nicely, it has been mentioned that how you can come to minimize, how you can minimize your labor if you take help of the anti-miasmatic mode of Ayurveda, then the homeopathy. So I will not discuss take much time. The second is here you are able to see, if the homeopathy was something different or unique, then why should there be a parallelogram between the metal drugs of Ayurveda and homeopathy? Not only that, including golds and bhasma, and here we are talking about the milks. There are innumerable milks used in both the system and for the similar conditions. At the same time, some animals are used, and those animals like that water leech, sanguines. Same way, when we talk about the bones, bones are also used deliberately. And not only this, I have found out a long list where 150 bones or animal parts are used by Ayurveda, same animal parts are used by homeopathy. If somebody opens up these two links, he will get a very long list of things. Now, if homeopathy was something different, then why should there be 200 to 250 symptoms parallel in different regions, including mind, digestion, stomach, sleep, dreams? Everything is going parallel. Why should it be parallel? At the same time, let us forget about those things. But when we compare this with the થોડુંક નાનું કરવું હોય તો હા બસ 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 બસ. So here,
sir, only just 6 more minutes, sir. I think we can have,
make two parts, sir.
sir, just 5 minutes only,
Hey,
sir.
we can make two parts because
We can make another session some other day.
please, I will be ready. I am agreeing.
Now we
Because
can
this
go.
is the last thing which I want to put forth.
Yes, definitely. All those things you showed.
There is some more material I have found out.
Definitely, sir.
convincing.
Your observations are absolutely right. And as you all know that the homeopathy is quite similar to Ayurveda, except the mode of preparation and application level of preparation. But you have made a and
You can give me next date, sir. I will definitely
yes,
proceed.
sir. Yes, sir. You have really went through a research work in this area and produce a magnificent presentation in this forum. We really appreciate you for your excellent effort to connect between homeopathy and Ayurveda. Not only you have the knowledge of Ayurveda, but you tried and homeopathy, but you try to connect them, and you found that what you found that the all those things the Dr. Hahnemann unknowingly or unknowingly written were there in the textbook of Ayurveda. But in that time, Dr. Hahnemann never visited our India as before the production of before he wrote up such a nice book called Organon of Medicine, or he founded such a system like homeopathy, a system and called homeopathy. So anyway,
I have found out one new treasure, sir.
yes, sir.
New
Yes.
treasure is all prescription.
Yes.
All prescription and total how committee has decided to introduce the homeopathy in India. The reports and also what is available, archive, total archive I have got.
Yes,
So
sir.
we'll put the new subjects there as possible.
Yes, sir. Really an excellent session. And those who want to participate in the discussion can raise your hand so that you can have a chat
How
with
many
you,
are
or
there?
you can share your knowledge about the connectivity between these two systems. I think one iPhone, maybe a doctor. Do you want to connect with Dr. R.A. Patel, sir? If you are there, you can unmute yourself. iPhone, your name, please. Please introduce yourself. Is it a doctor also? I think Dr. Bob Lim is ready to have a chat. Yes, Dr. Bob Lim from Malaysia. You can talk to Dr. R.A. Patel, sir. Please unmute yourself.
Professor Dr. done a very good research on this MIASM, and you have given a very good insight into the history of MIASM and homeopathy, and you also do a very good research on how the medicine of India has is been translated into this Arabic medical or canon of medicines and all this, and it's a very good insight for us. You see, we learned a lot in detail today from you, and I hope you will share another session again. Thank you very much. And as far as we know, not as much as you know because you do a lot of research. For us, MIASM means the body is tainted, and when the body is tainted either by chemical or bacteria or virus factor, so it's implanted in the genetic code. So
Yes, sir.
it transfer to the next generation, and we call it sort of a MIASM because the body didn't how to say express the full symptom of the disease, but the disease have already been suppressed, and it goes to another form of symptom, which we call MIASM. So can you help to explain that, Professor Doctor?
No, there is a theory of suppression itself is not acceptable.
What I mean is our vital force divert the impact of that diseases into a minor form so that the organism can still be alive.
Yes, yes. I can
Manifested
understand
itself.
your question, but my view is that the Sura itself is presented something different than which is exactly available in our body. So we have to first make clear what is the potency of a miasm and how it works in our body. So then only next time I will answer your question very correctly and very clearly, sir. Please
Okay,
excuse me for this time.
Okay.
I have to present the Surah. Arey, miasm. In
Yes, sir.
reality.
Yes, sir. We can have another session definitely, and we can have discussion on the same subject. Dr. Mowgli, please wait for the next session, and it's over to Dr. RAMABHAI, sir.
Thank you, Dhaneji. Congratulations,
Thank you, sir.
Dr. R.A. Patel, sir.
Speaking, sir.
Very nice. Excellent session. Dynamic lecture. Beautiful
sir.
describe history of miasm.
Still it will come.
Main cause of disease, according to law of homeopathic science, Sora, psychotic and syphilitic. According to law of Ayurveda, bipitcup. According to law of allopathic, antipathy, viral bacteria or parasite. Very nice described. Or Sora. Sora is a internal itch, a kind of internal itch, fear, anxiety, grief, jealous, a kind of Sora. And background, suffering from back history, background, all men suffering from soric in nature. Negative या positive. दोनों is called name of Sora. Thinking is Sora, सोची Sora.
मेरे
Very
माइंड में कुछ अलग है. जो आपने कहा वो लिखा हुआ वो आप बोल रहे हैं. मेरे माइंड में कुछ अलग है जो मैं आपकी बार बताऊंगा.
अच्छा अच्छा ठीक है सर. बहुत अच्छा लगा लेकिन हिस्ट्री
मजा आएगा. थैंक यू सर. थैंक यू वेरी मच सर. Anyone else?
Now I invite Dr. Marisa Seda to have a chat, and you can have you can say the vote of thanks to the session also. Dr. Maria.
Thank you, Dr. Ganesh. Good evening to all. Today my video is not working. Sorry for that. And thanks, Dr. Patel, for this amazing session. So complete again, very close to this date, because now I realize that we have to learn a lot of miasmas. I don't know too much about Ayurveda, but the approach that you made with miasmas and Ayurveda medicine is really clear now. So thanks for sharing all your knowledge, your experience, and That's the point, I believe, the most important point in homeopathy, how to identify a complex illness according Dr. Samuel Hahnemann, our master, and how we can treat that kind of patients. That is very challenging in an homeopathic practice. So thank you very much. God bless you all. And thanks, Dr. Danesh, for this opportunity. And thanks to all IFPH team for this great work spreading homeopathy in all the world, inspiring to all the world. Thank you very much.
We will meet again on 4th May.
Okay, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
4th
you,
May is
Dr.
the Hindi session.
Thank you, Dr. Mary and Sir Seda. There is an announcement. Tomorrow we will have a session from Professor Dr. Samir Chakar, MD, and he is the person, a professor from Madras Homeopathy, and will be presenting another big session, autism and bad flower remedies. With that, we come to the end of the session. Thank you, Dr. RAMABHAI Patel, sir.
Thank you, sir. Obliged.
And those who attended the session and those who participate in the discussion, hope that all of you will be with us tomorrow at the same time. Thank you. Good night. And it is over to Dr. Rajeshwari to moderate the Malayalam session.